Hi, welcome back to Archie and Roo. I'm Archie.
And I'm Roo. Together we make Archie and Roo.
Today, due to the impending coronation of King Charles III on the 6th of May, we would like to briefly discuss the reign of the two previous King Charleses and then share our thoughts on King Charles III.
Yep. We're not what you would call professional historians, so please forgive us if we get anything wrong.
So, you start with King Charles I, Roo.
Alright. King Charles I, who reigned from 1625 to 1649, is probably most well known for the civil war that took place during his reign and for shutting down Parliament on several occasions.
And having his head chopped off.
The war was a result of his stubborn insistence of his having authority over both the church and the state in what he called the divine rule of kings.
And he also had his head chopped off.
Yeah. Spurred on by advice from the Archbishop of Canterbury, Charles refused to back down when challenged by Parliament over his high taxes and questionable marriage.
And as a result, had his head chopped off.
Yes, I think we've established that he gets his head chopped off. The beheading of Charles often overshadows other interesting facts about him, such as his being responsible for introducing Renaissance architecture to England and his promotion of the Book of Common Prayer. He was not well liked in Scotland due to him being thought of as too English, and somewhat of a rebellion against his rule took place near the end of his 11-year autocratic rule. He also seemed to be a devoted husband and father to his family. Sadly, when it came to his Christian beliefs, Charles vacillated, wanting to please his Catholic wife over remaining true to the Church of England. It does seem that Charles expected to go to be with the Lord after his execution, with some of his last words recorded as "I go from a corruptible to an incorruptible crown, where no disturbance can be, no disturbance in the world. But only the Lord knows his destiny." So, that's all I have to say about Charles I. Now, what do you have to tell us about Charles II, Archie?
Charles II reigned between 1660 and 1685 and was known as the Merry Monarch.
Yahoo!
This so-called party king was a frivolous, selfish man obsessed with throwing parties and celebrations.
Okay.
His reign was notable for negative reasons, such as the appearance of the Great Plague in 1665, as well as the Great Fire of London in 1666. He also fought an ill-fated war with the Dutch in 1667, 3 years in a row.
Yeah, bad luck, much.
Like his father, Charles II dissolved Parliament due to a disagreement about finances for war with the Dutch. Parliament was vehemently opposed to any war and refused to fund Charles's campaign.
Who'd have thought it?
Another way Charles II mimicked his father was in his marriage to a Catholic foreigner, a princess from Portugal. Unfortunately, he wasn't faithful and had several mistresses, fathering many children by them, but did not have a legitimate heir to the throne.
Charles believed in the divine rule of kings, I believe, but under a deal struck with the Scottish Parliament known as the Scottish Covenant, he was obligated to swear allegiance to the Presbyterian Church, limiting his powers over it.
The oath to the Presbyterian Church was a mere lip service, as Charles II didn't live a righteous life. He also took revenge on anyone connected to his father's death and took a strong stance against the Puritans, persecuting them often. Charles reportedly converted to Catholicism on his deathbed.
And that brings us to today. Unfortunately, the Church of England has strayed from the narrow road, promoting many anti-Christian points of view, and it still remains to be seen whether Charles III will defend the Christian faith, having already expressed many anti-biblical views in the past.
It is reported that when Charles swears his oaths to defend the Church of England, that he will instead say that he will be a defender of the faiths, plural, rather than a defender of the Christian faith alone.
Sadly, I think he will be like his predecessors Charles I and Charles II, in that he doesn't know which way is right. I do hope and pray that the Lord will open his eyes to the truth of Christ and that Charles will end up being a good and just king. Ultimately, we know that there is a king above all kings who is always righteous and just, and he is the one who sets people in authority.
That's right, Roo. He alone brings up or brings down rulers, and one day he will judge all rulers according to their deeds.
Yes. Please pray for King Charles and the coronation, as well as our leaders here in Australia, and your leaders wherever you might be in the world. We also look forward to hear what goes on with Ray Comfort and his Living Waters team as they hand out gospel tracts in London during this coronation. May many come to faith in Christ Jesus.
But that's all we have time for today, so thank you for watching. God be with you, and goodbye.
God bless.
And God save the king. It is reported that when Charles swears his oaths to the king, he's the king.